Hello everyone, I'm Aliani.
I'm Dayang.
What we are going to show today is a tool that is used for assessment called GoFormative.
Okay, to search for GoFormative webpage, first you have to type GoFormative and then direct your cursor to goformative.com.
Right, there you go. GoFormative is an assessment tool where students can type, draw, or submit images to demonstrate their understanding. Users can also upload existing assignments from PDF, Word, and Google Docs and all other interactive media.
We're going to show you a very informative video on how to use GoFormative. Let's listen and engage with the video.
So let's go ahead and create a new format. From the edit page, you can title it. We're big Star Wars fans, hence the title. You can label your formative, and that's just for organization. You can click on the plus symbol to start to add content for students to refer to, questions for them to respond to, and you can also upload a document and add questions right on top. So let's start by adding a show your work question. The question we're going to ask is, how did the rebels make it through the Death Star? And let's have students draw it. So next, we can go ahead and add an image for students to draw on top of. In this case, it's going to be a blueprint of the Death Star, so they can show how the rebels made it through there. Now, students can also type directly on the image or add shapes as well. For any question, you can change the point total. And you can also add map text as well if you'd like. Not for this question. And you can tag it to a standards based on the standard set that you want. So I'm going to actually type in and draw and pick a standard right there. Next, we're going to go ahead and upload a document. So we're going to go ahead and upload a biography of Chancellor Palpatine, who's better known these days as Lord Sidious. Once that uploads, we can go ahead and add a question right on top. The question we're going to ask is, how did he transform into Lord Sidious? Once again, we can set the question details. Once we're done making our formative, we can jump to preview, and we can see what it looks like for students to take too. And we can go ahead and assign the formative. We can assign it to guest students, meaning anyone. They don't need an account, can take the formative, or we can create a class for students in that class to take the formative. So let's go ahead and just assign to guest students for now. And we can pick from these additional options or just go ahead and hit assign. We can always come back and return scores and correct answers. And just set those settings in the assign panel. But for now, this is the guest join code that students can enter to take the formative. You can also give them a link too. Now let's go ahead and pretend to be a student. So I'm going to go ahead and pretend to be Luke Skywalker here. And I'm going to visit goformative.com. I'm going to go ahead and enter the join code so I can take the formative. Now, even though I don't have an account, I can take the formative. I can just provide my name so that my teacher can identify my responses. And as soon as I enter, I can start to take the formative. Now, as a teacher, I can jump over to the View Responses page. And as student responses start to come in here, I'll be able to see them. So, for example, as Luke Skywalker, I can go ahead and show how the rebels made it through the Death Star. I'm actually going to pick a different color here. Oh, and we can see another student's responses are starting to come in. And at any time, I can click on an individual student response and just see as they're developing their response. And as a teacher, I can also score the response as well. So I'm going to give Luke 2 out of 4 points because he got the first part right. Yes, they made it to the middle. I'm just sending him a quick piece of instant written feedback right now. And then I'm going to follow up and ask him a question. How did they make it out from there? And so as soon as I send that to Luke, it's going to show up on his end, and he can go ahead and make a change based on my feedback. So as Luke, I'm going to go ahead and make a change here. You can see it's live updating on the teacher end. So from what I remember, they go straight through the middle and straight out. I can see that updating on the teacher end. Now at any time, you can switch to another question to take a look at the responses developing, give scores and instant written feedback. Or you can jump out to the totals view and see student responses across questions. So all your students will show up here, and you can see ungraded responses here. But as soon as you score them, the color coding will change to reflect that, which is really awesome for spotting trends across questions. Now also, once you're done with the formative, you can export the results to either a CSV or to Google Sheets. Now lastly, and this is so exciting, with our new version, because you're tagging these questions to standards and you're scoring these student responses, you can track individual student growth on those standards. So I'm just going to jump out here and go to my student growth tracker, where we have a traditional gradebook view which shows scores for each formative, and then the actual individual student progress for specific standards. So I just tagged that one standard, and that's how my students are doing currently. So this is just the start of what we're creating with V2. We'd love to hear your feedback, and thank you so much for watching. May the formative be with you.
Okay, everyone, so you have seen the video, and it seems that this is a good tool for you to check your students' understanding on topics, or you can even give feedbacks and reflections to students straight away. So it's a good tool for assessment for learning.
You can also track your students' performance as described in the video just now. Here we have a class called Chubajaya. Okay, in the class, we already actually prepared one assessment. And it is actually, this is how you prepare a new class. The previous class, if it is actually not saved for a month, then it will actually be deleted in terms of the informations and data, unless you actually download it through via the Google Sheet or the spreadsheet. So we hope that we will be able to use and utilize these tools, as we found it very handy, especially when you want to actually track the performance of your students and giving just in-time feedback to them. Anything else, Olga?
Nothing else.
All right. Thank you and have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. Happy